Good morning, friends. I am very excited to film this video. It's still very early, so let me take a sip. This is my mug today, Y'all Need Science. Got that mug from a vendor at Gen Con, and I can't wait to go back this year to get more mugs because they had some fun sayings on them. But anyway, we are going to play with two new palettes today. Half of my Ulta order was delivered yesterday, and so we're going to play with what we do have. Morphe released 3 new palettes. These are the Artistry palettes, the Artistry line. I think most of their palettes are Artistry. But anyway, these are little special palettes. We have Rose to Fame and Gold Seeker. I'm going to do one on each eye today. And what makes these palettes unique and wanted me to grab them, they have a third one. I don't know the name of it, but that's more cool toned. And the metallic would be silver. So these palettes are 9-pan palettes. And in the middle here is what they call a Molten eyeshadow. And so I'll read you, I threw the boxes away, but I'll read you. It comes with this little sheet, kind of like instructions. Get rich and foiled. Create your look with the rich matte shimmers and metallics. Then amp it up with the ultra reflective formula flexing molten metal eyeshadow. It says apply dry for overall creamy effect using the side of a packing brush. Sweet molten metal eyeshadow across lids for smooth, blendable, incredibly luminous payoff. Or apply wet for enhanced liquid effects. Spray your brush tip with continuous setting mist or water before picking up the molten metal eyeshadow. Glide along lash lines or creases for molten-like shine. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is a cute little half-cut crease situation on each eye and use that molten eyeshadow as liner. So let's get a close-up. Here's the gold again. This one's called Gold Seeker. If these do well, because I think they're very pretty. I love the color scheme. I love a good warm. I love a gold. These are $14, by the way. If these are good, then I'll give the other one a try. It's more cool tone with silver, but as I always say about cool tones, I don't have many in my collection. So it's always something I'm willing to try every now and then to work with, my cool tones. And that's the rose gold one. I am very excited this morning. My eyes are primed, my brows are done. And yeah, let's start with the rose gold side. I want to swatch this molten eyeshadow. I really want to touch it. So the rose gold, Rose to Fame. It's soft. It's a metallic. It's shiny. That's dry. We're going to see how it behaves wet. We'll do that and once the look is done. But this is a very, very pretty eyeshadow palette. So let's start with, we'll start with the rose gold. We'll do the rose on this side and the gold on this side. Okay. So let's get, I think I washed out my brushes. I'm going to try to do the eyes at the same time. Pray for me. And I can use my color switch and pull out some brushes and my eyeshadow switcher thing. Let's do it that way. All right. So for the rose gold, we're going to start with Trust Fund Issues. That's a fun name. We're going to start with Trust Fund Issues in the crease. Morphe eyeshadow palette. I used to love to collect all of the Morphe eyeshadow palettes. I used to love to collect them. I will say my relationship with Morphe, I know Morphe gets a lot of hate, a lot of it justified, but I have a little connection with Morphe, and I'll share that in one second. But and it'll cause people to turn away from them entirely, but there's still some gems. I really think these palettes, like the color selection in these is, oh, beautiful. So I'm building up this crease, blowing it up. This shade is blending nicely, going on just fine. Very pretty. Trust Fund Issues from the Rose Gold. Okay, beautiful. So like they're big 35 pans. I think I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna clean it off though. They're 35 pans. You know, they're collabs. It gets a little repetitive. The color, I get it. I do get it. For the gold, we'll go in the same position. Yeah, we'll go in the same position. I'm going to go to Have Your Cake for the gold palette. In terms, I remember Morphe, they were saying like plywood labeled off a crown brush. I remember those remember that back in the day. Remember all of that. Okay. Actually for the gold, I want something a little bit deeper. I'm going to take Fancy That. I'm going to dip a little bit into that just to get kind of so the tones are kind of equal on the eyes here. Anyway, where was I going with this? Okay, but with the Morphe palettes, remember back in the day, my first eye mats was 2013. Jeez, 11 years ago, 2013. Yeah, it would have been around this time of year, IMATs, April. I miss it. NYC. They still have IMATs in California, and I will be taking a trip there. Will it be this year or next year? I would like it to be, but there's a lot going on in my life. Good things, good traveling, I mean. Can I swing it? I don't know. But anyway, and I didn't know what Morphe was. I didn't know who Morphe was. I don't think very many people knew what Morphe was, and they had one of the biggest booths. Every time I went to IMATs, Morphe had one of the most giant booths at the show. And little old me, my first IMATs, what was that, 11 years ago, so I was early 20s, working at Target, and I didn't have any bills to pay, but I took my little Target paycheck, one of my Target paychecks, about $500, and I had so much fun. Me and Jessica went, my best friend Jessica. We went and we had a great time, and I discovered Morphe, and these palettes were like $10, $11. And to me, I was like, oh my God, and these big palettes with all these colors. And back in the day, don't get me wrong, Morphe palettes, you could do some things with Morphe palettes. The 35B, y'all remember 35B? They re-released it with the Lisa Frank collab, but that 35B, I remember giving it away and regretting it, like decluttering it, because the colors were bright and bold and vibrant. They had single shadows. I still have my Morphe pressed pigments. Oh, Morphe had its place. You know, collabing with Jaclyn Hill, things like that. Morphe had its, it still does. There is a place for Morphe in the industry. And they did some things wrong, but they did some things right as well with opening up affordable, large-scale palettes to make everybody feel like a makeup artist. It was very nice. Okay, let's darken up the crease. Back to the rose gold. We're going to go with Aristocratic Aura down here. Deepen up the outer portion. So yeah, there's a place for Morphe. And even now, Morphe has there's some great products. The setting mist, the continuous setting mist is a very nice setting spray. They have it now with SPF in it, and I need to go ahead and try that. The brow pomade they have is actually really good. I need to start using that again. Their mascara, the big mascara primer, it's a white tube and it's blue, and it's a good mascara primer. There's some good lip glosses. And then their palettes, again, a lot of I kind of steered away. I haven't bought a big Morphe palette in a long time because none have really impressed me, because I've collected so many over the years. The color stories do start to look the same. That's why I gravitated towards something like this, because this is one unique. I like it. Okay, all right. I'm going to use this because I want to use the same brush. But yeah, there's still a place for those 35 pan palettes where you want a lot of shades, you want a lot of tones, and you don't want to break the bank. I think they're around $30. You don't want to break the bank. There's a place for them. There is a place for them. All right, back to the gold. We're going to go into Dark Money. So these shades they're above average eyeshadow so far. They're not like the most pigment. They're not like a pressed pigment, like a clarity shadow or give me glow shadow. I think these are, I don't like this eye. I don't know. Let me see if I can make it look a little better. Because with some different tones. Okay. It's a little bit. To me, it's not the palette. It's just I didn't like that tone I had down for the gold. Anyway. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, but so far so good. I think these deeper shades are just the right amount of pigmentation, because deep shades are very hard to control and blend, and that was very easy, and this is very easy. I just don't like this color scheme I'm working with, but so far so good. These aren't overly dramatic, and they're not underperforming as well. I think they are great so far. Good eyeshadow. Good classic eyeshadow. This would be a really good, this could be a really good everyday palette for somebody, both of these. Okay. Let's highlight the brow on both eyes. For the gold, I'm going to do the Creme de la Creme. It's a matte. The gold side. And then for the pink, okay, the gold's coming together. It's more neutral. It's just very weird compared to the pink eye. I haven't done a different look like this since I think my Melt Gemini palettes. And then this is on a petal still for the rose. Okay. The gold's looking a little boring, but just stay with me. Stay with me. So I think what I'm going to do, I said I was going to cut the crease, and I think I still will. Let me go ahead and cut the crease on these, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the crease very lightly, very lightly. I tried to use less product, and I went ahead and put some tape because I know we're going to do dramatic wings. So I went through the gold shades, and these are like their metallic shades. And looking at the swatches, I want to use Pretty Penny. It's more of a, closer to a copper. I want to use Pretty Penny, and I think these would also do well wet. So here's the swatch dry, which is still very pretty, but I think, I don't know, I am doing it over concealer, so let's just do it dry. I just have a feeling they have far more potential than what they're looking like in the pan, but let's take this Pretty Penny, and we're gonna put the, see, it works dry. It's very pretty. It works. But if we're doing this, we're gonna do it. I'm very curious as to what this looks like wet, because it's, let's do it. I don't feel like reaching for my micellar water. I mean my spray from Morphe, so we'll use a little Fix Plus. That's my go-to for wetting eyeshadows. Oh yeah. Alright. That's even crazier. I'm really interested in what the Molten eyeshadow is going to look like. It's very pretty. It's okay. So that's the gold, copper rather. And how, in case you're curious, how I'm going to tie this look together so it actually looks like something, is I'm going to use the same liner underneath as well as the same inner corner highlight for both. Okay, so for the rose gold, I think I want to do, I got a lot of crap on the table because I really want to use something that the Molten is really going to jump off of. It's the swatches of the rose ones. Again, they're not as impressive dry as they are wet. We're gonna see about that Molten. Alright, I'm gonna go with Brassy and Sassy in the same position that the gold is in. I mean, that the one from the other palette is in. They're really set up the same, just different tones, which is also good if you are still learning like where to put things and you buy both of these palettes, hell, or all three of them, you can kind of have an idea, which is quite nice. It's something that us that really are into makeup and put it on every day, like it's not something that we need, but it's definitely something that the average makeup user, like, even if they don't notice, it's nice to do. If you're putting out a series of palettes to put the same tones or put your crease shade in the same spot, put your deep shades in the same spot, that's really pretty. I like a challenge, so I don't mind when they're not, but it's just something that is really nice to do. If that makes any sense. Ooh. So we're looking good. This is more like copper, but even though the palette name is gold, I still like it. I really like this shade. I love a good peachy, golden, rose gold situation. I really do. I'm going to pull that over more so we can have more of the lid, like almost to the edge. I'm going to pull the copper, or where's that brush I use the copper with? I'm going to do the same thing with the copper. So you really can just have that on the lid there. Very pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to take the deeper shades, back to those deeper shades from each palette. And actually for the gold, I'm not going to do the deepest shade. I'm going to go into Fancy That, not this one. I'm going to go into this one and get that outer area, get that right. Let's add some depth to this. So I think that's going to look good. The shadow, oh my god, the Molten thing. I think that's going to look good. Alright, and then we're going to take from the copper palette, I'm going to use the darkest shade here. So yeah, $14. You get to play with different textures, matte, metallic, shimmer. I'm going to blow this out a bit because why not? Although that side looks a little janky. It's too many different brushes I got going on. Okay. Alright, it's Molten time. I think because I am going to do them as liner, we are going to use some mixing medium. Definitely. Because it said you can wet them, you can do whatever, but let's use some mixing medium. Because I'm turning this into an eyeliner. This is the MAC mixing medium. I'm going to put some on a palette. If it doesn't work well, we'll try water, but I have this mixing medium that I want to use, so. And I am going to use a tiny liner brush to do this. I'm going to wet my brush. Let's start with the rose gold. And I'm going to go over this shadow. It is picking up. See if you can see what we got going on here. It is. I don't know my shadow to like dampness ratio we're playing here, but let's see. This is exciting. Oh, okay. Easier than I thought it would be. I think I need a little more liquid though to make it a little bit smoother. Wow, that is pretty. It has some texture to it. I'm assuming, yeah, I can see a little bit of sparkle in there, which is not, it's not a problem. Just make sure whatever medium you're using gets it as smooth as you can get it, which I like. All right, so let's get this wing going. Oh, that's going on smooth. You got to get the right liquid liquid to shadow ratio, but obviously that comes with practice and trial and error. But once you got it, oh, it turns into this very smooth, wow, very smooth. Wow. I don't know if I've used, it's definitely different from the, you can tell from the texture in the pan, it's definitely different than just like a normal, what is going on out there? Than a normal metallic eyeshadow. Wow, that's very pretty. Okay, let's try the gold. Let's do the gold. I'm gonna use the same brush. I need to wipe it off. And that mixing medium is also gonna help that stay, so. Wow. I don't think I was expecting it to work that well. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't think I was expecting it. Alrighty, let's do the gold. Oh wait, we still got some rose gold in this brush. So let's get that cleaned up. You guys, I'm having a good time this morning. I hope you are too. Today I think I'm doing some video inception. Not really inception. I'm going to do a lip video after this. So, 2 videos out of these looks today. So I'm doing the gold. I'm just mixing the gold. Yeah. So learning from the rules, you need, I don't want to say a significant amount, but yeah, you need a significant amount of liquid. I think if you brushed, like used a spray bottle and brushed your sprayed your brush, however you want to do it. I'm dropping mixing medium on a palette, so let me just show you on the back of my hand what we're working with. Wow, look. That is definitely a molten liquid gold situation. Well done, Morphe. Let's do that. Let's do it. Just want to make sure I got y'all up in here. Wow. I mean, that is wonderful. I love this idea. I would buy, and I guess it's like a cake liner palette, which actually Morphe did come out with one before with a collab. Like a full palette of cake liners. I don't know. My hand's not steady. I don't know if I like cake liners. Okay, let me just talk about this. I like cake liners, but like I don't know if a full palette, like if I like them in palette form. I like them in jar form. You guys know I love things in jars. I like them in jar form. I'm more inclined to just grab the color I want. But the idea of having this surrounded by eyeshadow, so you still just have one place to go for the whole look. Oh, that's genius. And Morphe's not the first brand to throw a cake liner in with their eyeshadow palette at by any means. They're not. But this molten kind of thing, I think, wow. I think this was a good idea, Morphe. I was not expecting to like this part of the situation. It just seemed very... I was very interested in it because of the color scheme, and they looked very pretty. And the Molten Shadow looked very pretty. But I was expecting it to be more gimmicky and me really having to make it work. Like, it literally just said you could use dry or wet. And, like, it was... They're not lying. I'm going to keep the palettes open to see if they dry. Yeah, they dry well. This is... I just swatched the rose gold one. Because I don't want, you know... I lost the texture. But look how they look. Yeah, that's nice. You know what? I said I was going to do the same color. Yeah, I am going to do the same color. Let's peel the tape. Let's see how sharp we can get it. See, did it bleed or anything? Oh, if I can get the damn tape off. Oh, it did not. We got a nice wing. Wow. Look at that. Okay. These looks deserve some lashes. That is nice. Okay. So for my eyeliner, I am going to use a brown. This is the Milani Shadow Eyes in Cafe au Lait. So I'm going to throw that on. Kind of anchor both looks to each other. It's not too much. It's just a neutral toned brown. Actually leaning a little more cool than neutral. So I'm gonna put that on, and then I'm gonna take from each palette. This shade is very similar. I'm gonna take from the rose gold. I'm gonna take the Aristocratic Aura, the deepest shade in there, and I'm gonna smudge. Wow, Morphe. That is so cute. Glad I did this today. I was very excited to wake up and do this video. Alright, and then from the gold, we'll take the next to the deepest. Wow. Alright. This definitely deserves a little lash situation. So I'm going to do a lash. I'm going to do a lash, and I'll do the rest of my face, and I'll come back for highlighter because I have to figure out which highlighter will work with both of these metallics. So I'll go ahead and do some face steps, put some lashes on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't even pluck my curls up. We ain't even dealing with that right now. We're not dealing with that right now. So for highlight, I thought this would be fun. So this is the NYX Machinist Highlighting Duo. And I thought, at first I was like, okay, one different highlighter on each cheek. But I was like, no, let's just combine them. So I'm going to take a bit of the deeper shade, and we're going to highlight with that first. Wow, that's a lot. I like that. Throw on the nose. Okay. And then I'm going to take the gold one and go right on top to get this combo situation. And I think it works. Yep, I think it works. I think it's time to wash my hair. I think it's getting built up with product, and that's why it's not sitting right. But not today. And that is, yeah, I'm gonna actually work on, do a lip video. Let's spray. I don't know if I can reach it up there. So some days will be like that. This is the Catrice Shake Fix Glow. Like I said, I think I said in another video, I'm gonna be ordering from Catrice at some point. It might be my birthday haul. Might be my birthday haul situation. And then for lips, like I said, I'm doing a lip video, but for the hell of it, let's put this gloss on. This is the glossed lip gloss, the Sephora brand, and this is the shade Money. Okay. Ooh, yeah. It's giving all kinds of colors, okay? Gold, pink. That's cute. Don't know what glasses I'm wearing today, but look. Okay, so how do we feel? Let's come back to the palettes because that was the point of this video. How do we feel? I think that these are a really good idea. I do. $14, so they're not breaking the bank, and you get a good color scheme, rose gold. And like I said, the other one is more cool tone, and the middle shade is a silver. So given how well these looked, I think I might grab that one. Because like silver eyeliner, if you're doing like a glam night, and then the gold as well. Like without the molten shadowing, this is a nice, if you're into gold, warm tones, it's a nice palette anyway. And that molten shade, like I said, I thought it was going to be a little bit gimmicky. I thought it was going to be not as molten looking as it looks, because it does look like that. I don't know, I just thought I was going to have to work harder at it. I thought it wasn't, I don't know. But I think it's a good formula. I wouldn't mind if Morphe released, because I'm me, these molten shades in just singles. Oh my gosh, and if they had like some multi-chrome or duochrome ones in this molten formula, I'd be all over them. But yeah, how do you guys like what we did here? Because I'm into it. I am into it. Are you guys picking these up? I'm into it. I'm into it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the products mentioned in the video, leave it down below. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.